putting a box and putting your knees on top of that box. Okay, you want to position your hands around shoulder width apart. Okay, from here, you're bringing your head above your arms or hands, all right? So it's not in between your hands, it's above your hands. And as you press through and up, you want to get your head in between your arms and back. So your head, imagine, goes forward, then back as you press and extend up. Okay, adjust the angle of your body accordingly based on your capacity and based on your strength.
Another pressing assistance exercise, which is called the Z press. So this can be done with a barbell, pair of dumbbells, single dumbbell, or any object rather. So let's talk about the position first. You want to make sure both legs are extended in front of you, and you want to fix the orientation of your torso relative to the floor. So we want to make sure the torso is nice and stacked. Think about the perpendicular angle or staying 90 degrees off the floor. From there, we bring the weight to our front rack position, and then we're going to start pressing overhead. Now, before we even start pressing, we want to think about keeping the torso nice and fixed, meaning midline stays nice and braced, and we're not swaying back and forth as we do the exercise. Okay? That will be the challenge there, keeping the midline, keeping the torso fixed as we do the press.
Well, you're bringing that overhead. Your upper arm does not bend or is pointed vertical. You are bending through those elbows, trying to bring that arm behind your head and then extending up to complete that rep. If you have a heavy dumbbell available to you, then you can actually do the same movement but with two arms. All right, so you're holding that dumbbell head right here, bringing both arms overhead. From here, you're bringing that dumbbell behind your head, then pressing up and extending up, right? This will also strengthen your triceps and your arms. If you have two dumbbells off the same weight, you can perform dumbbell skull crushers, all right? So you're lying down on a bench or on the floor, whichever is available to you. From there, you're pressing up those dumbbells horizontally where it's just right above your chest. Handles or your hands are neutral, that means facing each other. From there, you're just bending your lower part of the arm all the way to your head. That's why they're called skull crushers, because the dumbbell actually goes to your skull. From here, you're extending up, down, and up, all right? If shoulder strength or stability is more of the issue for you, you can actually go for overhead holds. You can perform this with double dumbbells. Okay, with two dumbbells of the same weight, bring it to your shoulders, press up. Keep those arms close to your head as much as you can. Straighten and extend those arms and hold for as long as possible. You can do this at intervals, for minutes, for sets. If you have a barbell available to you, you can opt for a barbell overhead hold. Initially, you can start with shoulder width or shoulder distance. All right. From there, you're bringing that barbell overhead. Once these things get easier, you can actually start bringing those hands closer together up until they're really close to each other. This will train and work your mobility a bit more, but it will help you get that overhead stability as well. All right. So what you want to try and focus here, hands, shoulders, hips, and your feet are all stacked in one line. You don't want to be hyperextending, nor do you want that barbell forward, all right? So again, one straight line stacked on top of each other.
Next midline exercise, we have a variety of planks. So you have the side plank, the low plank, and of course the reverse plank. So let's talk about just fundamentals of being in these positions. So fundamental number one would be maintaining tension as we hold, meaning our belly is squeezed or glutes are squeezed. We're actively pressing or kind of resisting changing positions. And we're trying to be as nice and rigid as rigid as possible, right? Number two would be maintaining a neutral spine position, meaning we want to stay in proper alignment from the top of our head down to our tailbone. We're going to try to stay in a nice straight line. So on the low plank, I am doing like a slight rounded hollow back position just to engage my midline a bit more there, right? But on that reverse plank, it really is a difficult position. I can't do it properly, but ideally you want to have a nice neutral spine, staying nice and straight all throughout. Hollow hold. Let's talk about the position first. Ideally, you want to be as stretched out as possible, meaning the arms are overhead and your legs are nicely extended, your toes are pointed. So you want to imagine someone's trying to pull you apart. Right from there, your legs will lift up and your upper back will lift up as well. You want to think about tucking your ribcage down to your pelvis, and your shoulder blades should be off the floor. So you shouldn't be too high, but you should have a slight kind of bow in your body shape there, not really broken at any point. Okay, so that will be the ideal position there. Shoulder blades off the floor, ribcage is tucked, midline is squeezed. Now, if you're having a hard time maintaining that stretched out position, you can scale it down by getting more compact. So you can bring your arms close to you. You can bring one leg close to you, knee to chest, both knees to chest with arms extended. So you can think about the combination that will work well for you, but still allow you to maintain that fundamental position where the shoulder blades are off the floor and your midline is squeezed.